Hello, and welcome back to my Halve Music Devlogs. I'm back today to talk with you about the main theme. You have already heard it quite a lot in the previous videos, but today I want to talk with you about why we wanted the main theme, how it came into existence, and some examples of how I'm using it in the game so far. So first of all, why did we want the main theme? There is, in my opinion, a couple of reasons. First of all, the main theme provides the game with a musical identity. It is the poster boy of your game and the one single piece of music that will probably resonate the most with anyone who plays your game. A good main theme has the potential to become iconically linked to your game or franchise. Think of main themes for games like Halo, or Aloy's theme from the Horizon series, or the Ezio's family theme by Jesper Kid that became a core element of all Assassin's Creed games coming afterwards.
When I listen to it now, I think more about the sacrifice of the assassins and what they have to go through, and how it affects their family and their friends. The secretive nature of being an assassin. So it's kind of transcended, its original purpose.
A good main theme has the potential to stay with players long after they've finished playing, bringing back good memories, taking them back into the game world, and perhaps even motivating an additional playthrough. I mean, every time I hear Down by the River, I want to play Baldur's Gate 3 again. The second reason why we wanted the main theme is because it's a great way to summarize the game world you're creating. In the last episode, we talked about how I developed a music concept for the game, and the main theme was how I tried to encapsulate these ideas into a piece of music that would be a good way to introduce the musical world of the game to the player. As Winifred Phillips put it in her book, the main theme is usually an encapsulated expression of the musical style that will define the rest of the score. Highly recommended, by the way. Finally, a good main theme gives you a great storytelling device. By presenting a theme in the early parts of the game, you can then pick it apart, develop it, and provide different iterations. And the way you're treating the theme can tell a lot about the story that you're trying to tell in those different parts of the game. A game that does this exceptionally well and is one of our main inspirations is Journey. Here, Austin Wintory presents his theme in the most bare bones version in the opening, played just by a solo cello, after which it goes through all kinds of twists and turns, going along with the emotional beats of the story. Plenty of good reasons to write a main theme, and for Halve, how it came into existence is quite a funny story actually. One Friday evening late, sometime after I talked with the Halve team about joining, I was noodling about on this kalimba in my living room, and at some point I was playing a little something that sparked some inspiration. This little riff, together with, and this sounds very stupid when I say it out loud, the visual image of jumping on a platform and then jumping off again, gave me the first idea for a melody. I wrote the complete melody that evening, and the next morning I wrote the main theme in about 3 hours, and besides a few mixing tweaks, it has pretty much stayed the same ever since. So that's the full thing. So we start off with this kalimba motif that I was playing. And on top of that, I have these mysterious tremolos, dense chords with choir on top. Then the theme was in the bass flute. In the music concept, I already explained why we're using bass flute. It has this kind of mysterious atmosphere to it. And I'm using quite a heavy echo boy on here with the ping pong delay. I called it the AM woodwind trick because it's the Alan Meyerson woodwind trick. One delay is on the quarter note and the other is on the dotted 8 note. So it's kind of going back and forth with different rhythmic values, which is an effect that I quite like. But here I chose specifically to not have too much going on in the background and just focus on the theme. And then we repeat the theme, this time in viola, another important instrument in this score. And this is slowly building up to the climax. And in the climax, what I did, if we look at the melody, so there's these statements, da 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 da, then the second statement. Then we go up to the climax of the melody itself. And then we close it off. And I actually took this chunk and I expanded it and turned that into the B section of this theme. So here it's ya-da-dum is what's coming from the main part of the theme. But when we look back at the opening, it's going back down. Well, here is where the variation starts. If you write a theme, what I always like to do is when you have these different statements, you can take one out and do something different with it. And whatever you come up with that comes after, you can then also again take out, take apart, build something new with. It's a very easy way to organically develop your material. And on top of that, one melody is going up, da-ya-da-dum, and on top of that is kind of a counter movement. What you'll notice in the main theme is that this opening statement is coming back millions of times. That's what I like about using motifs in this way, is that you can expand them, use them in 100 million different ways, but we'll dive into that. So with that main theme in place, let's dive into the first chapter and see how I'm using it there. Here, story-wise, the spirit has just been broken up. This chapter is called Disaster and is about brokenness, loneliness, and emptiness. So here I chose to only use a very fragmented version of the theme, breaking it up, hinting at it, but never playing it in full. This way the theme follows, quite literally, the themes and story of the chapter. So that's the main theme of Halve, why I wrote it and how I'm using it. There's a lot more ways how I'm using it, but I'll cover those in the next video, where we go over how I'm using the ideas of symmetry and asymmetry from the game design into the music. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to wishlist Halve on Steam with the link down below. I've already filmed the next video by the time this comes out, so that should come out very soon. And until then, I will see you in the next one.